never know from the cold, dreary way the morning begins that October 18, 1966 could be the beginning of a new era for the quiet crossroads community of Lordstown, Ohio. Over at B and Chet's Grocery, owner Chet Phillips lets in the bread man as usual. But inside, B is reading about something that has had the whole community excited for months now. The new General Motors plant that was dedicated yesterday here in Lordstown. Out on Halleck Young Road at the Louida Farm, prominent landowner Lamar Young, president of the Lordstown Community Council, is overseeing the sale of some of his prize dairy herd. As a community leader, Mr. Young has for some time been looking forward to the day when the plant is dedicated, for he knows it means the promise of growth and prosperity ahead for the township.
75, thank you. Well, 85, owner 85, 85, but I'm owner now. What do you say? 85.
Over on Carson Salt Spring Road, Mr. D.E. Ebling has been waiting for today's paper to read about the activities out at the new plant and the open house he and Mrs. Ebling are planning to attend today. The newspaper invitation evokes deep memories, for in 1916, the Eblings were married on the farm where the new plant is now located, and they lived there for 13 years. Down at the new Lordstown branch of the Second National Bank of nearby Warren, Ohio, the Eblings' granddaughter, Janice Rogers, reports for work. Janice was in the Lordstown High School class of 1962. And like the rest of her classmates, she went away to work, to live, and get married. But now she's working back here in Lordstown, and she's delighted that this afternoon she'll be able to see the inside of the new plant where her husband works. Perhaps the only people in the community who do not seem aware of the special excitement in the air are the children of Lordstown. Yet more than any others, they stand to benefit from the new era that could begin here today. The story that leads up to this day begins several years ago. That's when word gets around that General Motors has bought up the 1,100-acre farm right where Ellsworth Bailey Road crosses the Ohio Turnpike.
It's hard to believe it was 1916 when we went to housekeeping in this farmhouse. Of course, the turnpike didn't go through the farm then. It was just good old farmland.
Yes, this was once the best coon hunting territory in the county. I once got a 25-pound coon just about where my granddaughter's husband works on the assembly line.
I remember the day they announced, the General Motors announced they were going to build a new assembly plant in the Lordstown Township. There was one of the biggest traffic jams that we ever had in Trumbull County.
Sure, people were excited. After all, Lordstown is a conservative farming community, and here they learn a big new plant is going up and will hire more than 5,000 new workers. Why, that's more than twice as many people as live in Lordstown Township. Everyone knew it. They were going to see some changes around here.
A big new plant would indeed bring changes to Lordstown. There was already ample evidence where another new GM plant had been located near Fremont, California. When the Fremont plant was started, there was nothing in the vicinity. But the new plant needed people to run it. And people meant jobs. And jobs meant homes and shopping facilities and schools and churches and recreational facilities. And within a few short years, a whole new community had arisen around the Fremont plant. It was apparent that growth like this could take place throughout Ohio's Mahoning Valley, in cities like Warren and Niles and even Youngstown, as well as in the Lordstown area immediately surrounding the plant. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity had presented itself. It's a happy occasion, the groundbreaking ceremony for the new plant. And the citizens of the valley hear the officials of the Fisher Body and Chevrolet divisions of General Motors describe what the future might bring.
I think it can be said that about 800 businesses located near the Lordstown plant will be supplying it with materials and services. We like to think that the opportunities offered here will be beneficial to our future employees, to the Mahoning Valley community as a whole, and to the citizens of the area. Thank you.
And to the people of the Mahoning Valley, we promise industrial good citizenship dedicated to an understanding of the equities of all and motivated by a desire to make tomorrow even better than today. Lordstown is our kind of town, with our kind of people and our kind of opportunity. The future is bright. Chevrolet is very happy to be here. Thank you.
Finally, the groundbreaking itself. Ohio's Governor Rhodes and the two General Motors officials pushed the plunger, and construction gets underway. From that moment on, things never stopped moving out on Ellsworth Bailey Road. With the demand for new automobiles increasing, General Motors is determined to have enough facilities to fill the need. Line is built into the plant site, and a gridwork of steel rises over the field where old Mr. Ebling used to hunt for coons. As the months go on, the people of Lordstown begin to see clearly the tremendous investment being made in their community. It isn't long before the impact of this new construction begins to be felt in the Mahoning Valley. A new bank is built in Lordstown, and manager Dale Wollum expresses his confidence in the future.
We built this new branch of the bank because we realize what a plant of this size can mean to the economy of the community. Figures show that the 5,700 people who will ultimately be employed here will tend to add about 20,000 new people to the community, 5,000 children, and about $40 million added income. Our greatest hope is to share in this opportunity with the people of Lordstown.
I think the most wonderful opportunity is for the young people here. Just think, when my class graduated from high school, there was nothing to keep us here. Now, seniors graduating from Lordstown High School can look forward to bright futures here at home.
Even though the graduation ceremony at Lordstown High School hasn't changed since Janice Rogers' day, there is new hope for the graduating seniors. A high school diploma no longer means an automatic departure from the community to get a job.
I plan to attend Ohio State University in the fall and major in elementary education.
Well, I plan to attend Cleveland State University this fall and enroll in accounting and get a degree in accounting if I possibly can.
Well, I plan to attend Ohio State University next year and major in pharmacy.
If the GM plant goes the way it is now, I might be able to get a job in the accounting department of the plant.
Oh, I'm sure I'll return sometime down the line.
If I would become a pharmacist, I could build a store here, be a millionaire, who knows?
Meanwhile, work moves ahead rapidly out at the plant site. The roof is on, and equipment is already being installed. At this rate, it won't be long before shiny new Chevrolets are being driven off the assembly line, one every minute. By now, job applications are being accepted, and interviews are being conducted at the former Army installation in Lordstown. There are many different kinds of jobs to be filled, and plenty of people to fill them. More than 33,000 applicants. They come from Lordstown itself, from nearby Warren and Niles and Youngstown, and from not so nearby Akron and Cleveland and Sharon, Pennsylvania. For those who are employed, there is much time spent learning the benefits of working for General Motors, as well as the ins and outs of quality automotive assembly.
Right front, left rear, left front, right rear. They all have to be run tight in that sequence.
Your Blue Cross, your Metropolitan, Surgical Medical.
On the jig, if the bubble is on the minus, you'll bring the rod forward. If it's on the positive, you'll let the rod go back.
Want to make sure that your wiring harness is tightly secured, your speedometer cable is on tight.
The Employee Tuition Refund Plan, the Employee Suggestion Program.
The importance of carrying your gun straight when you're welding with it. Now, if you don't carry your gun straight, you won't get as good a weld.
Well, fellas, I think we've come a long way as far as our quality is concerned. I think you've done a real fine job of training these people.
You're on the ground floor of a brand new plant, and your chances for advancement or promotion in General Motors are excellent.
Finally, in April 1966, the first shiny new Chevrolet is driven off the assembly line. It's a big moment for the Mahoning Valley. The Lordstown Chevrolet Fisher Body Plant is in operation. While cars begin to roll inside, there is activity outside the plant, too. Close by, near Lordstown Crossroads, there are other new facilities now, in addition to the new bank. A new trucking company has been established. A new truck terminal has been built. And a new construction supply company is open for business. Elsewhere in the surrounding community, the growing demand is being met for housing and services for people employed in the new plant. Beautiful new homes have been built, and attractive garden apartments. New churches are under construction, and new department stores and commercial developments. An economic boom is reverberating throughout the entire Mahoning Valley. Soon, out at the plant, new Chevrolets start to come down the line. It isn't long before the word begins to get around. The automobiles assembled at Lordstown are equal to the best quality of any in the Chevrolet organization. This is a tribute to the people of the Mahoning Valley and the pride they take in the work they do. This is a major theme of the dedication ceremonies held on October 17, 1966.
We're highly pleased with the caliber of people we have hired for this plant. We've found them conscientious workers who want to do their jobs well. And this is reflected in the excellent quality of the passenger cars leaving this assembly line. We have here a fine workforce, and coupled with an enthusiastic and capable management organization, it makes a mighty hard team to beat.
On all levels of government, I have never seen in the state of Ohio, in the history of this state, and I think that I can speak for former state executives, abundance of cooperation and spirit to build, construct, and cultivate a section of the state of Ohio. I just want to add my compliments to all of you for the great job that you have accomplished here.
When you go through the plant today, take a close look at the men on the job and what they are doing. Look around and note the high degree of teamwork and the spirit of cooperation that is necessary to our operations. Lordstown employees are your friends, your neighbors, and relatives, and we're pleased to have them on the GM team. With this in mind, it is fitting that we dedicate Chevrolet Fisher Body Lordstown today to the citizens of the Mahoning Valley and the state of Ohio. Thank you.
So the new General Motors plant has been officially dedicated. Now, Beginning the next day, the doors are opened at the plant, and the people of Lordstown get their first inside look at the wonders of the modern automobile assembly plant that has been built in their midst. Here, perhaps for the first time for many, the promise of a new day for the community really sinks in. New jobs, new careers, new opportunities. This is what the new plant will bring. And the people of Lordstown know that every one of them will benefit in some way or other. October 18, 1966. An important day has ended for the people of Lordstown. And almost symbolically, the morrow dawns bright and clear. As the crowds continue to flock out to the week-long open house celebration, they know that a bright new era has begun for their community. They know that more new homes will be built, and they will be followed by new stores and churches and schools and recreational facilities. And the people of Lordstown Township, along with all their friends and neighbors in the Mahoning Valley, will share together in this new growth and prosperity.